It's almost midnight, and there's a man sitting at his kitchen table with two job offers printed in front of him. He's done everything right. He made the list, pros on one side, cons on the other. He asked the smart people. He read the reviews, ran the numbers, imagined every version of the next 5 years. And he still doesn't know. The pen is in his hand, the house is quiet, and the harder he thinks, the further away the answer feels. Because somewhere in the last hour, he realized something that scared him a little. His own mind. The thing he's trusted his whole life to get him through has run out of road. Maybe you know that feeling. Not just with a job, with a relationship, with a move, with a diagnosis, with a prayer you've prayed so many times that you've stopped expecting an answer. You've thought it through from every angle, and you're still standing in the dark. Hey friend, it's Bikash. Welcome to Walking with Jesus. Sit with me for a few minutes, because there's an old line in the Bible written for exactly this moment. And most of us have heard it so many times that we've stopped actually hearing it. It's from Proverbs chapter 3, and it goes like this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. We put it on coffee mugs. We share it on bad days. But read it again, slowly, because it says something that cuts right into that midnight kitchen table. Lean not on your own understanding. Now be careful here, because this is where people get it wrong. This verse is not telling you to stop thinking. It's not telling you that planning is a sin or that being smart is a lack of faith. The same book of Proverbs praises wisdom on almost every page. God gave you a mind and He expects you to use it. So it's not lean on nothing, it's do not lean on your understanding alone. Do not put the entire weight of your life on a structure that was never built to hold it. Think about that word, lean. You lean on something when you can't quite stand on your own. And what the verse is gently saying is, your own understanding was never meant to be the thing you fall back on when the ground gives way. It's a good tool, but it's a terrible foundation. That man at the table isn't failing because he isn't clever enough. He's exhausted because he's trying to be God for his own life. He's trying to see the whole road from the driver's seat before he'll agree to move. And this is the part we almost always misunderstand. We hear, He will make your paths straight, and we picture God handing us a map, the full route, start to finish. We think trusting God means that one morning the fog lifts and suddenly we can see all 5 years, and then we'll step out. But that's not how He tends to work. And the Bible is surprisingly honest about it. Look at Abraham. God says to him, leave your country, leave your father's house, and go to the land I will show you. Not the land I'm showing you now, the land I will show you. Abraham packed up his entire life and started walking toward an address God hadn't even given him yet. He didn't get the map, he got the next step. And the road became clear under his feet as he walked it, not before. That's what He will make your paths straight actually means. Not a life with no turns and no pain. It means that as you walk with Him, He clears the way in front of you, one step of light at a time. The path gets straight in the walking, not in the waiting. So let me ask you something, and just answer inside your own heart. Have you been refusing to take a step simply because you can't yet see the whole staircase? Are you calling it being responsible, when really it's fear, just wearing a nicer outfit? When was the last time you actually brought the decision to God out loud instead of only spinning it around in your head at 1 in the morning? If those questions landed somewhere, you're not weak. You're just tired of carrying something that was never yours to carry alone. And here's where this whole thing turns from advice into something much deeper. Because that verse says, trust in the Lord. But centuries later, a carpenter from Nazareth stood in front of tired, confused people and said, I am the way. Not, I'll give you a way. Not, here's a 5-step plan. I am the way. And that changes everything. Because it means the path you're so desperate to see was never really a plan. It's a person. Trusting God with your decision isn't gritting your teeth and hoping the outcome turns out okay. It's turning to Jesus and saying, I don't understand this. I can't see the end of it. But right now I trust you more than I trust my own eyes.
You don't have to figure out the whole way. You just have to stay close to the one who is the way.
So what does that actually look like on an ordinary Tuesday, when the decision is still sitting on your table and the fog hasn't lifted? Let me give you something simple to hold on to. 4 steps, and they spell the very thing you're searching for. A path. P-A-T-H. P is for pause. Before you run the numbers one more time, stop. Physically stop. Even 60 seconds of quiet, hands open, phone down. You cannot hear direction while your own mind is still screaming. A is for acknowledge. This one comes straight from the verse. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. Bring the actual decision to God. Not a vague, God bless my life. The real thing. The job, the person, the money, the fear. Say it plainly, the way you tell a close friend sitting right beside you. T is for take one step. Not the whole staircase. Just ask, what is the one next faithful thing I can actually see from here? Make that one call. Send that one message. Have that one honest conversation. And then move. And H is for hand it over. Once you've done the part that's yours, release the part that isn't. The outcome was never in your hands anyway. You plant, you water. He decides the harvest. Acknowledge, take one step, hand it over. That's your path. And notice, none of it requires you to see the future. It only requires you to trust the next step. So let's go back to that man at the kitchen table. Nothing magical happens. The clouds don't part. No voice tells him which offer to take. But somewhere around midnight, he does something different. He puts the pen down. He stops trying to be the god of his own future. And he just says it quietly. Okay, I don't know the whole road, but I'll trust you for the next step. And for the first time all night, he can breathe. That's it. That's the whole secret hidden inside those 2 old verses. Not a promise that you'll always understand. A promise that you won't have to walk it alone. You were never asked to carry the whole map. You were only ever asked to take His hand. So if this reached you tonight, take just one thing to God before you sleep. Only one. The decision you've been holding too tightly. Set it down in front of Him and take your next step. And if someone came to mind while I was talking, someone standing at their own crossroads, trying to think their way out of the dark, send this to them. Sometimes, that's the very step God is asking you to take.